All right, before we jump in, just the usual friendly reminder, this is all for educational purposes. It is absolutely not financial advice. So, what does it take for a protocol in this space to actually survive, let alone thrive for 100 days? Well, today we're finding out. Welcome everyone to a very special explainer. We're diving into PLAZM's Day 100 milestone. A full century of operation is officially in the books, and believe me, some huge moves have been happening just in the last 24 hours.
100 days. It really is so much more than just a number on a calendar. This is a huge psychological milestone. It's a real test of endurance, a test of the design, and maybe most importantly, a test of the community's conviction. All right, so let's get into it. The Day 100 milestone, from Genesis to a proven protocol. We're going to break down why this is such a big deal. Okay, first things first, let's just get the price action out of the way. Yeah, we're seeing a bit of a pullback today, no doubt. But you have to remember, this is coming right after a massive rally. We're talking over 20% up from the recent lows. So what we're looking at here really just feels like some healthy, expected consolidation. Honestly, the price isn't the real story today. Not even close. It's the strength underneath that's got everyone talking.
And that underlying strength? Well, that brings us right to the headline news of the day, really. The defense pools. We're talking a massive overnight injection of capital here, completely refilling the protocol's war chest.
So just how strong are we talking? Let's put some numbers on it. Okay, to really get the scale of what just happened, let's rewind the clock just 24 hours. Yesterday, the total buyback and burn pools were sitting at about $39,000, a respectable number for sure. And today, look at that. That number has more than doubled. We're at over $81,000 now. That is a $42,000 jump overnight, just a massive, massive refill. I mean, this chart just says it all, doesn't it? You can see that incredible leap from yesterday's 39K right up to today's 81K. And listen, this isn't just some small top-up. This is the highest these defense pools have been in weeks. It puts the protocol in an absolutely formidable defensive position. So you're probably asking, how did this even happen? Well, it's two things working together. Fresh yield coming in, plus a really crucial strategic shift. Think of it like this. We're moving from the storm into the calm. During that really high-pressure period, the protocol was in full-on defense mode, deployed an aggressive 10% of the pools every single day. But now, it's normalized back down to a much more sustainable 1% daily deployment. This is huge. It preserves that ammo while the real yield keeps refilling the reserves. It's really a sign of the protocol maturing.
But look, having strong defenses is only half the story, right? We need to talk about the internal strength that's building. The supply shock is very real, and it's being driven by two incredibly powerful forces: relentless token burns and just rock-solid staking conviction. And when I say relentless, I mean it. The burn machine just does not stop. As of right now, over 568,000 PLAZM tokens have been permanently wiped from existence. To put that in perspective, that's more than 10% of the entire supply just gone, forever. And get this, in just the last 16 days, we've seen almost 500,000 of those tokens get burned. Incredible. This chart here really helps you visualize the bigger picture. We like to call this the protected supply. So when you take all the staked tokens, plus the tokens providing liquidity in the pools, and you add in all those burned tokens we just talked about, you get to 62%. 62% of the supply is essentially locked up, working, or destroyed. That means only about 38% of the total supply is actually liquid and could even be sold. That is an incredibly powerful dynamic for scarcity. And speaking of conviction, check this out. Another huge milestone hit. The total amount of PLAZM staked has just crossed 1.9 million. And what's really amazing is that even on a day where the price pulled back, another 30,000 tokens were locked into the staking contract. If that's not a clear signal of long-term belief, I don't know what is. Okay, so we've seen the incredible strength on display today. But what's next? Let's look at the road ahead, because we're navigating the final 18 days until the protocol's release schedule hits full normalization. This slide here really lays out the path forward. Today's release is totally manageable. Now, the key hurdle is going to be tomorrow, Day 101. It's an elevated release for sure, but, and this is a big but, it's still way less than what the protocol had to handle back on Day 94. And now, with a fresh $81,000 in the defense pools, yeah, the protocol is more than ready to handle it. All right, to bring this all home, let's just take a quick look back.
We're calling this 100 days of proof because, well, this isn't just theory anymore. This is a real journey with real data and some very real tests along the way. This timeline really tells the story, doesn't it? You see the Genesis launch, then that period where the pressure was really building, and then day 94. We all remember the test. That was the day the protocol's anti-fragile design was truly put to the fire and came out validated. And ever since then, we've just seen a strong, steady recovery. It's been 100 days of building, of testing, and ultimately of strengthening. So what's the final verdict here on day 100? This checklist just lays it all out. 100-day milestone? Check. Defense pools refilled to the brim? Absolutely check. Burns chewing through over 10% of the supply? You bet. Staking crossing 1.9 million? Done. And that protected supply holding strong at 62%? Check. The protocol is just in an incredible position of strength right now. Day 100. From Genesis to a proven protocol. 568,000 tokens burned. 1.9 million staked. $81,000 ready in the defense pools. You see, the milestone isn't just a number. It's 100 days of proof that this design works. Here's to the next 100.
And, as always, we'll end with our final reminder. This has been for educational purposes only. It is not financial advice. Please never invest more than you're willing to lose, and always, always do your own research. Thanks for tuning in today.